Okay, welcome everyone. Thanks for checking in again. This is the first in the series. I've called it 5 Image Friday. And basically all I'm going to do is every Friday upload a video. I'm going to talk about 5 images, whether it's from a recent wedding or from just 5 images that I really like from the past. I may even start doing it themes as well. I'm not sure yet, so I may choose first dance photos, reception photos, bride prep photos, ceremony photos, something like that, but for now I'm just going to do 5 images from a recent wedding which was in January. It was on January the 5th, so it's been a little while, a couple of months. Really good, nice wedding up at Webster's Ropery in Sunderland. First time I've been there, but it was really fun. So just got 5 images. It's not necessarily the 5 that the couple love the most, or just 5 that I quite like, that stand out a little bit for me. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about why I like them, the kit I use, I guess, the camera lens, if anyone's interested in that, but mostly just what stood out for me or why I thought about capturing that, and hopefully it'll give you a little bit of insight into why I shoot the way I do, or what I like. So we'll jump over to the screen and we'll check out the photos. Okay, so here's the first image. So they're all from the same wedding, like I said before, all from a wedding in January. So it was winter, but it was actually a really nice day. It was quite sunny outside. This is in the church. Then before the ceremony, little page boy, Charlie, he was just sat there. You can see just kind of contemplating. I like this. I like, especially kids at weddings are always quite interesting anyway. I just find sometimes they just do such funny things that you wouldn't ever expect. I just think that, apart from being obviously really cute, and especially when they're in a church, or all dressed up. Obviously he's got like a little three-piece suit on, bow tie. But I just love I like this in black and white. I think it just sort of works quite well. The capture, no one else around him really, just him sat on the pew on his own. Normally kids are running around at weddings, kind of being a little bit crazy. So just the fact that he's kind of on his own there, I really like that. I'm always kind of trying to see what people are doing, capturing that. A lot of it's about the groom and groomsmen and stuff during this pre-ceremony part, but it was so nice to actually get one of this kid. So we've taken a few earlier as well. I've taken some of him, when he was running around and in colour in his blue suit. But I just think this, I just love this in black and white. And the couple actually really like this one as well. So I think it's quite nice. Next sense, we've got the bride. She just got dressed. She's come, downstairs, come into the living room. I've really tried to I always try and make sure that I can kind of see the other people's reactions as well as the bride if I can. So I'll always try and make sure. Obviously, I can only sort of preempt where she's going to walk in as much as possible. Obviously I don't direct anything. I just like all the natural reactions, but I like this because I've got the mum, 2 of the bridesmaids in as well, and you can see the bride sort of smiling. You can see her in the frame, but then you've got the 2 bridesmaids. We've got the mum, and they look. You can see the kind of reactions there, all very happy. It's like, you're in your dress, it's just about to get married. So this is always a nice time in prep. I just think, I don't know, it's quite nice. I'm quite wide here, probably on the 23, maybe even also 35 equivalent on the Fuji, obviously. Maybe even the 16, so 24mm equivalent. Obviously I knew, the space was quite tight. It was like a coffee table in there, a couple of sofas, things like that. So I kind of knew that I'd want to get the bride as she enters, as well as the mum and the bridesmaids there. So I wanted to be fairly wide enough that I could kind of get as much in as I could of the the reactions and everything. But I really like this shot. I think it's kind of works quite nicely. The dad is actually over to the left as well, so I think I sort of captured this one, then moved around slightly behind the bride Sarah, and then got the dad's sort of reaction there as well. And so it's quite nice to kind of be able to get quite a few shots from just that same sort of spot, and got some nice reactions. And yeah, it looks quite nice. Nice, just obviously natural light coming in from the window on the left. And yeah, just kind of pre-action on there. I think it'd be it was with the X Pro 2. This, if anyone's interested in cameras, yeah, I like the shot as well. Okay. Next, so we're obviously at the ceremony now. The groom James was quite emotional, which I absolutely love. You know, when you can never preempt. I always obviously have a good look at the groom as the bride enters and trying to get that reaction from him, whether it's a smile or a cry or a nervousness or whatever. Normally, there's a lot of nice reactions that happen here. So on this one, I was just trying to. Obviously, I saw as Sarah was entering and walking down. Also, I got some of her walking down, and I could see James was going anyway, and it was definitely going to be being crying at some point. I just quite like this one. I know the vicar there is kind of in it a little bit, which I quite like because it sets a scene. I think he's part of the day, so I quite like that. Again, quite a few of these are black and white. It's just more through the way that I just feel like they fit really well in black and white. Obviously, I do shoot a lot of colour as well. But yeah, I just like that Sarah's obviously looking in, and she's, obviously got a little bit of emotion on her face as well. Looking at James, he's then almost uncontrollably crying. The vicar there's come in to try and sort of console him a little bit, which is nice. And then we've got some of the bridesmaid kind of reactions on the right as well, and a couple of the kids looking in, and so I just think that's quite nice. This church, obviously it's quite dark in here at January, in the church. So you've got that. So I think it works nicely in the black and white. Again, this will have been probably the 23, I think, and so the 35mm equivalent, again on the X Pro 2. And yeah, I think it's really nice. There's quite a few. I was trying to go through them here to pick some out from the ceremony, and there's quite a few to honest this because with the groom crying there, and it was a really nice reaction. I absolutely loved it. So it was good to see. Good to see like I say, this reaction from the groom. Obviously, it's you don't know what they're going to be like. Sometimes they always say afterwards they felt very emotional, but you just don't see it on the faces. Sometimes they're very they're properly crying, like here. I was just smiling. I'm always looking for what the groom's doing, so I think it's always a good reaction, as well as obviously the bride when she finally gets down the end of the aisle and then they look at each other. That little glance is always nice to capture as well. Okay, second to last one here then. So image number 4. Groom's grandma. This is during the speeches, so I'm kind of top tables obviously on the left, to the left there. During the speeches, I'm looking both ways really, and trying to get whoever's speaking, the reactions of like the bride, the groom, the parents, immediate family, as well as just all the guests. But then I like to spin around and try and get lots of reactions of the guests as well. This is actually the little kid from earlier is just in front there. You can't really see him, he's out of focus, but he was messing around earlier, so I got some of him messing around. But I just this was obviously a little bit of the emotional part during the speeches. I saw a few tears coming out from people, so I just I tried to frame grandma in between a few people on the table. Tried to get her just as she's obviously bringing that tissue up. Again, I think this works brilliantly in black and white. It's all really it's all about her, this emotion, her shedding a tear. X Pro 2 again, 35mm equivalents of the 23 1.4 on the Fujis. Yeah, and I think she's I'm always looking for a good crying photo, obviously looking for those tears, and I just think this works really nicely. She's she was great throughout the day. She has some lovely pictures of her interacting with the groom and the bride as well, and actually some of the guests, and she was just great. Had a really interesting face as well, really great to photograph. So I got some good ones of her during prep and stuff. But yeah, I quite like this one. You can just kind of you can see everyone else's face as well. Everyone's kind of feeling it at this point. I think always sign of a good speech, if I can get some crying in there and some laughing, kind of getting a bit of both, I think that's it's really good. So yeah, I really like this. On to the last photo then, so we can see this is obviously again during speeches, or just maybe even just after speeches, to be fair. So I'm still in a similar position to where I was before, so I just sort of spun around, and again I'm kind of always moving around from the guests to the top table. And I just love this, quite a lot going on. Again, I quite like it in black and white. This would also work in colour though, to be honest. I just think some of the distractions are less in the in being this black and white, and I can just focus on the people. You can see, everyone's laughing. The three on the left here, obviously, kind of having a little bit of someone said something, having a bit of a laugh. The dad in the middle there is just obviously having a peep over at me, just seeing me move around there. And then you can see the bride and groom obviously having a bit of a chat. The groom's eyes closed, kind of mid capture for them. She's got a hand on his chin, and it's just quite a lot going on, which I really like. I like to try and capture those kind of layers and different bits going on. And again, I'm beyond the 23 here, so 35 equivalent on the Fuji X Pro 2 again. And yeah, I do like this. I think that the story here is nice. I think the couple will look back at this, or the guests will look back at this, and it kind of intrigues, doesn't it? You wonder what was being said, what was going on, and I think the parents probably look back and say, "Oh yeah, I remember, this had just happened, or so and so has said this," and I think it just adds to the story of the day really, really nicely. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I don't know how it's going to come out, but hopefully it was good. Like I say, I'll be doing another one next Friday. I'll pick another 5 images and I'll talk a bit about them. So if you want to hear more about the gear or the settings or something like that, just let me know, and I'll happy to talk about that. Just drop a comment in the comment below. My website's also linked below, so if you want to check out more of the work, I did blog this wedding that I've mentioned the 5 images from, so you'll be able to see that over on the website in the Real Wedding section if you want to have a look at some more images from that wedding. And yeah, any questions, emails below, just let me know, and I'll see you all next Friday for the second 5 image Friday. Bye.